Good morning.
Hey, how are you, man?
I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, not too bad. It's a pleasant good evening to you from down here.
Yeah, good evening. You have 11 o'clock in the evening now, or?
No, it's just a couple of minutes to 9.
Ah, okay. Because the last one was with New Zealand and they had 11 o'clock. I think they had 12
Yeah,
hours before.
yeah, yeah. Wow. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much.
Excellent. It's good to have you with me.
Thank you.
Let's go right back. Long career now. New album coming out very soon, celebrating 45 years. That's a scary amount of time when you think about it. Um, what's the memory you've got most in your mind from way back then, as far as music goes?
One of my memories came very spontaneous in my mind is when we recorded Heavy Metal Breakdown. And it was times when East and West Germany was separated through the
Mm,
wall, and we always when we the first three albums we recorded in Berlin, and we had to go from West Germany through East Germany to Berlin, and we bought a lot of beer in East Germany because it was very cheap there. It was so much cheaper than in West Germany, and we drank a lot in the studio. And on the back journey, we bought the same amount of beer for the rehearsal room, and that is the first thing I have in mind when I come up with this. Yeah, when I think about the Gravedigger history.
yeah, wow, that's a long time. With all the changes that have happened in metal and more importantly the music industry in general, what's one thing that's gotten better? Has anything gotten better or is it all a bit harder?
Yeah, when I grew up with music, I don't know how old you are. You are, I think you are 50 or something.
Well, I'll take that. I'm 60.
Okay, 60, all right. I'm 62, so we are more or less the same generation. But when we grew up with this kind of music, it was there was only vinyl, yeah, and cassettes, these small ones, and you never heard anything from a record before the day of the release.
Yeah,
Nowadays, you have to release four singles half a year before
yeah,
releasing the cover, everything. Yeah, no internet at this time, and it was. I think music was culture. I took away and from the record store my new vinyl album, perhaps Van Halen or Judas Priest, put it on the record player at home, listening it like sitting in a church. It was
mm,
sacred and
yeah,
everything. And nowadays, yeah, Spotify, 30-second shit, next one,
yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah, I
Kids,
think
kids
I'm
today are
so happy
spoiled.
that I grew up with this type of listening to music, and yeah, I'm a happy guy, and also watching concerts, and yeah, it was a good time in the 80s till the 90s before internet came up. Nowadays you have much more, yeah, possibilities to reach people with your music, but to be honest, I think today music is more fast food than it was 40 years ago.
Mm, no, I agree with everything you said there. Kids today are spoilt. They don't know the struggle that you and I had um, to hear new stuff and what we went through when we did hear it. And I was talking to someone the other week, and they said when they listen to streamed music, or when they have streamed music on, they hear it. But when they put a vinyl record on, they listen to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's to put the vinyl on a record player is such a producer that is much more intense, you know, for what you are doing.
Mm.
With your computer, you can put, okay, Spotify, you give it in, and I use Spotify only to listen to new stuff. Is that
It
when
is.
I do some new music or never use that as a normal listening stuff.
No, that sort of thing is good to hear new stuff, or like YouTube, you can go down the rabbit hole there and hear bands that you would never have heard of. So that's good in that way. But with people not buying the vinyl like they used to, or the CDs like they used to, how much of an impact has that had on the band from where you sit?
Yeah, the impact is that you have less money.
Mm,
That I think you can perhaps, if you are a lucky guy, you have more people in the shows, but from the physical product, you have less money, and the payment of the streaming platforms is shit. If you are not Ed Sheeran or Taylor Swift,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, they bring the money back in trucks, from Spotify.
Mm,
And we have so less. There is a record company, there's a distribution. Everybody took his percentage, and at the end, if you have a deal where you get 50% of the digital streams, at the end you have 10%.
yeah.
That is
Okay. Do you
10% of
find?
nothing is nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, touring. Tell us about touring these days. How much are you touring, and how wide are you going, and what sort of places are you playing?
We start with a new Bone Collector tour on the 16th of January. And we start with Germany because that is our main market. Europe is our main market. And we play a lot of festivals, including Wacken next year, to present the people the anniversary show, 45th years anniversary. And that at the end of the year, we go back to South America playing shows. And before the war in the Ukraine, it was the main market was also for Gravedigger Russia, but
Mm,
nowadays you can't play there. I would never play in Russia again. I think the next 10 years until Putin is the dictator there. And but we have a lot of places we can play. In Europe is a huge metal scene, and we are
mm,
driving around here playing festivals in summertime, and Italy, Spain, Greece, and it's good. Yeah, the
mm,
market is okay. I think the market changed after Corona, but nowadays people are really interested to visiting live shows again. And yeah, our pre-sales are very good for the next tour, so cross fingers.
mm. Excellent. Are you going out on a headline tour, or are you supporting
Yeah,
someone?
it's a
What's
headline
what?
tour. Yeah, in the German and tour is a headline tour, and we have a special guest called Victory,
Oh,
also a known
nice.
band. Yes, it's a good package, and I think people love that, and it's showing very good.
Yeah. Tell us about the new album then, Bone Collector, coming out in early January. I've heard it. I think it kicks ass. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I think Bone Collector with the meaning behind the Bone Collector is that we try to bring back a little bit of the spirit of the 80s. I know that you can't put an album. I think that people who try to sound old school, they are on the wrong way. I want to do some old school stuff, but not to sound old school. I want to bring back the spirit of the 80s a bit to the new album with straight song structures, no keyboards. It's the first time we didn't use any keyboards on an album, and with this chainsaw guitar sound. And yes, with cliche lyrics and all this stuff. So I love that. And I hope that we reach that and people can hear it, what we like to say with this new album.
Hmm. I think you will get your message across quite well with that one. It's a very, like you said, reminiscent of the spirit of the 80s. It was a great time to be alive. So they're great, fun songs while punching your head in at the same time.
Yeah, for sure, and that was the goal because when we were young guys, we wrote all the songs in the rehearsal room, you know, with a lot of beer and smoking weed. And after 4 hours, we completely out of our head and then writing songs. And nowadays, okay, we are not sitting in a rehearsal room killing ourselves with alcohol or some smoking weed or other drugs, you know. Now we are thinking about like engineers doing music, but on the other side, we are heavy metal lovers, you know, and that is a good combination that we try to bring our own love to the music and create something new for the kids outside, you know.
With new recording techniques, have you utilized much of the news, or are you really like old school the way you record it?
No, no, we take the complete advantage of new recording stuff, you know. It's so easy and it's so much fun to work with, and it makes a lot of things more simple than and I remember the first time we wrote the Gravedigger album in the year 2000 together with Manny Smith. We were in a very small vacation house in the Netherlands with a 4 track, you know, a four
Yeah,
track
wow.
recorder. And yes, it also has its own spirit, you know, to work
Hmm.
with this kind of technique and gear. But at the end, it was little bit more difficult to create some good stuff. But anyway, it was a time, and we were using that. And nowadays, we are using the new technique, the new gear. And I don't like in the year 2024, I don't like a snare drum. Sounds like a snare from the 70s, you know.
Hmm.
I like it. It should sound like in the year 2024, like
Tell us about the other guys in the band. I mean, Yen's been with you for a long time now. Tell us about the other guys.
yeah. Marcus, the drummer, is he joined the band in the year 2008 as a drum technician, and then when Mr. Katzenberg left the band in 2013, he moved as a keyboarder. And then Stefan Arnold left the band in 2018, and then he became the drummer, you know. And 2 years ago, Mr. Ritt left the band, and from this time on, the guy from my solo project, Chris Boltendahl Steelhammer, joined the band, Tobias Kesting. And I love this guy because he's so old school, and I love his playing. And yeah, he has so good skills to write songs. Very nice.
The guitar work is very good on this album. It's nice in the way that it's cutting, but not wanky, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for me, it sounds a good guitar sound must sound like a chainsaw, you know, like, but not disturbing your ears. And I think it took us 3 days to find the right sound, to make some recordings and with some different sounds. At the end, I found the right sound for the Gravedigger album. And anyway, we also use very special gear for that, an old Marshall amp and a Boss distortion. But at the
Yeah,
end,
right.
it must fit in the mix, you know. And I think this time it was really good.
Yeah, okay. You mentioned having to release singles before albums come out these days. What have we chosen and why?
Oh, we normally we try to bring the people the first singles, the songs which represent an album, you know.
Hmm.
And Kingdom of Skulls, Killing is My Pleasure, and the next single, The Devil's Serenade. The Devil's Serenade is a different song, but it shows the wideness of the album. But at the end, it fits all very good together, you know. And Devil's Serenade is one of my favorite tracks of this album because it's a mixture of AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, and Gravedigger that is very specific. And I love this song. I mean, and the video is also very funny, but I don't think that after the video we ever play in the US again. So watch the video next week and you will see the meaning of that.
Now, music videos are a very important thing these days, especially keeping people's attention span, like you mentioned earlier. Um, how much of how much work are they these days, and how are you doing it?
Yeah, the videos are, I think, to shoot videos is such a lot of work also for the musicians and also for the production team. But I don't think that is the video stuff has the right priority than 10 years ago, you know. And I don't know if we do another video shoot for the next album, yeah, in a couple of years. I don't know. You have so many other tools where you can get the attention of the public, you know, to reach the fans with social media. We'll see. Perhaps we'll do only one, and perhaps I don't know. But I don't see that the priority is so high than 10 years ago with video shooting.
Yeah, okay. You mentioned festivals before, including Varken. How how many times have you played Varken? Must be a few.
I think next year is the 10th time, I think. Yeah.
Unreal. What are they like? Those big festivals? Are they getting too big?
I think they are more or less. I think that the entertainment factor is so big now with this festival. As they start as normal music festivals, and
Yeah.
now it's like I call it's a fucking Disney World or something. You know, you
Mm,
have 10 stages and so much around that that caught the attention of people who are not so deep in our music. You know, only to go to Wacken to be there and
yeah.
have fun. Never saw a band there, only hanging around to to be on Wacken itself, you know. But in the shows, it's always fun because before the stage, there are always 40, 50,000 people hanging around on the big stages. So it's good.
Having performed for so long, what do you like before you go out on stage in front of 40,000 people?
Well, for me, it's the same. If I go in front of 50 people
Yeah.
or 80,000 people, there is no big difference, you know. And I think that the smaller shows in venues which have a capacity of 500, 600 people, you get the fire, you get the energy of the people more directly. In Wacken, you
Yeah.
go on stage and see the first people 25 meters in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I go on stage without glasses, you know, so I can only see a lot of people, but not the faces. And yeah, we are old guys, man. And in front of playing in front of 300, 400 people could be also very, very intensive, you know, playing in front of 80,000 people.
Got a few albums under your belt now. How are you going working songs into the set list? It must get to a point where you have to chop a song that's like an old favourite. What's one song, for example, that you'll always have to play, do you think?
Rebellion
Yeah,
or Heavy Metal Breakdown,
yeah,
Excalibur. These are the three songs we always have to play, you know. And we have some more classics now we played a lot of times. And but anyway, from in the set list for next year, we put some songs. We played I think one song we never played live
yeah,
from
okay.
Knights of the Cross album. It's The Keeper of the Holy Grail. And we also played some old school stuff again. We experienced this year. We put it in the set list also for next year because they are working very well. But also we played three new songs. These first three singles: "Kingdom of Skulls," "Killing Is My Pleasure," and "The Devil's Serenade." So I think it's a good mixture we came up with.
Okay. Looking back, what's the there's got to be a time where you've come off stage and said something to yourself like, "Holy crap, did that just happen?" What's the moment that sticks in your mind to happen?
Oh, that's different from time to time. It's the energy of the people. when I remember in the year 2003, we played, or 2004, it was where we played the 25th anniversary show in Sao Paulo. That was an awesome energy coming from 3,000 South American fans, and that you have in your mind for your whole life. Or back in 2010 when we played there, an evening show with all the lights and pyros and everything in front of 80,000 people. That was great, yes.
Unreal.
Yes, it's
Unreal.
sometimes it's unreal, yes. But it's magic.
If you were to start off again, knowing what you know now, would there be anything you'd do differently?
That is a very difficult question, I think,
It is, isn't it?
because all the experience I made in my life make is now what I'm doing now, it makes me to the person I'm now.
Yep. Yep.
And
No, good answer.
I have no idea if I would went another way if I start now. The only thing when young musician or my son asked me, what can I do? I was saying, believe in yourself and follow your dream, and that is the most important thing. Because I always follow my dream. I wanted to be a rock star. I was in first row when I was a kid watching Judas Priest, AC/DC, all these big bands, and touching 2 years ago. This is a funny story. 2 years ago, I met Rob Halford in Wacken,
All right.
and we had a small talk there, and and he said, "Hey, you're the singer of Gravedigger?" And yes, I say, "Yeah." And Rob, the first time I met you was in 79 or 80. You were as a support band from AC/DC, and I was in the first row touching your fucking boots.
Wow.
And he, wow, that's great, man. And you have this memories. And yes, I say, Rob, I saw you so many times, and now I'm standing here with you, having a small talk, making pictures, and you know me as a Gravedigger singer. So such a big honor for me. And this are the small stories in my life I will never forget.
No, that's awesome. That is awesome. Look, I'm think I'm going overtime now. I think I might wrap it up.
Oh, all good, my friend.
Can I get you to do one thing for me?
Yes.
Please give me the metal horns up in the camera.
Yeah.
Excellent. Hey, thanks so much for having a chat to me. It was a great chat. Good luck with your new album, Bone Collector, and you stay safe out there, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, my friend. Have a nice day and a good Christmas time, all right?
Yes, Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas. Bye-bye.